Today we're looking at lapel buttonholes. So an often overlooked detail of classic tailoring is the lapel buttonhole. Most tailor jackets will have some sort of stitching on the lapel, and historically it comes from when it was a working buttonhole and coats would button all the way to the neck. If you look at late 19th century tailoring and early 20th century tailoring, you'll often see buttonholes all the way down the lapel, but it's remained just to have one unused buttonhole on the lapel, which we often use for sometimes a flower at a wedding. But I do feel that it could be used more, and I'm going to show you how to use it. So a lapel buttonhole classically would be somewhere between 3/4 of an inch and 1.25 inches, depending on your tailor and how wide the lapel is. They should be cut through, so it actually is a real hole. If not, you can usually cut them through with a very sharp blade. If you don't trust yourself, your local alteration tailor or dry cleaner will probably do it for you. And then first of all, if you're wearing a flower. Now, unfortunately nowadays, we only tend to wear flowers for weddings, which I think is a shame. It's a lovely detail for the well-dressed man. But if you do wear a flower, try and put it through the buttonhole. This is the proper place to put it. If it doesn't fit because the florist has created something a little bit more elaborate, my suggestion in this case is always at least position your flower over where the buttonhole would be on the lapel for balance. You do see sometimes people position them too low on the shoulder, even in the chest pocket. It looks a little bit out of balance. So always use your buttonhole as a guide, if not for practical reasons. So many clubs, political parties, associations, corporate entities will give you a pin which they expect you to wear. And I always suggest the place to wear it is actually use your buttonhole. It always looks the most balanced place with your ensemble. So if you have a pin you have to wear, always use your buttonhole as the anchor. Don't put it too low, and it always looks smart and correct. This is quite an old-fashioned look. You don't often see it nowadays. It was kind of popular in the 90s, where you use your lapel buttonhole for your watch. You put your watch chain in there instead of putting it into your waistcoat. I think it's very elegant, still relevant, and it doesn't have to be a watch. I actually use this chain to keep my cigar cutter. It keeps it handy, and it's a nice feature, and it uses my buttonhole. If you have any other ideas how you style your buttonhole in your jacket, please put it in the comments below because I'd love to hear them. And don't forget to subscribe and learn more about how to style your tailoring.